All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming. This might be a very short lecture. Not sure it's the last one I'm going to do tonight, I can tell you that much. But what I want to do is this. I'm going to go back in my code. I'm going to go to my employee DB abstract file. Remember, everything inherits from this. That's why we get the ID and that's why we get the employee type. So I'm going to add into here public string first name get set and public string last name with a get set. We can set them both, yeah, like they show here, to string empty. That's fine. Okay. Since everything inherits from this, they should all get this. Now, the next thing I want to do after file save all here is I want to go back and I want to add a migration. So package manager console, let's bring that up. Hopefully this will work. Add migration. Now we don't want to say here initial create, but what we're going to say here is added first and last name to employee DB abstract. It's a really long. Hopefully we don't get errors in this. All right, that succeeded, it looks like. Good. And then we're going to update the database. Now, this is a good news, bad news situation. What I mean is, now, let me get rid of this, and this, and this, and this, and keep these up. Now, when we save this, so I'm going to save it and run it again. All right. Hopefully, at least, when we do each one of these, it's going to show these now. There's first name and last name. Now, we don't have them here yet. We still have to add those. But let's see if they're there for all four employee types. Okay. All right, they're there for all four employee types, which is fantastic. Now, I am going to have to go in, and this will involve, making some changes, of course, to my forms here. All right, but it's not, what I call super bad changes or anything. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take all this. All right, I'm going to move these. I'll leave them here. I'll tell you what, I'll leave them here. But let's unlock the form by controls. I guess they were unlocked. Now they are. Let's move this down to the bottom. Pretty close to it. Let's move this down. Let's move these two down. All right, now look a little strange for a second. All right, I'm going to try to put those up here. Okay, so what did I just do? Well, it's easier for me to first go in here. This is going to be LBL first name, and it'll say first name. Oops, I don't want to do that. The text will be, we do want the text in here. That can always stay because it's always going to be first name. So first name, all right, and this will be TXT first name. And this will be LBL last name. And the text will be last name. Now, a good thing is I don't, to my knowledge at least, I should not have to change anything in my load event. So if I bring this up, remember this is where we configured everything, but we always want those labels and text boxes to be visible. All right. So let's just take another quick look and make sure that everything in here is working the way that I figured it should, etc. All right, and I eyeballed this. It's pretty good as far as the way it's all lined up. It's not, sure as heck isn't perfect, but it's okay. So now notice when we do any one of these, we have first name, last name, hours worked, hourly rate, and there's a first name and last name. All right. We have it for piece worker. Whoops, let's try that again, double check. And it's in here as well. We have it for commission worker. And we should have it for salaried worker. We do. There and there. And just to go back and review, there it is in there too. So one thing that we're going to do then, as we fill this thing up, as we get going with this, okay, is I'd like to set it up, and it's really not, I don't believe, going to be that hard, that once we start putting data in here, if I click on a record, I want it to come up in here. All right, and like I said, I don't think that's going to be that hard to do. We'll find out. I'm going to do one last thing. It's not a big thing, but it's just me and the quirkiness that is me. I'm going to unlock these controls, if it'll let me. And I'm going to make this there and there. Kind of like the way that looks. I actually can, if I want to, I can go in here and I can change and make this form. Let's do that. And then we'll call this one done for now. All right. I like that a lot better. I think that's more, I'm not even going to say professional looking, but I think more decent looking, for lack of better words. And let's go back to over here where we have the other form, which is our FRM new startup form. Okay, and first let's go back to here, and the size is now changed to 9. Looks like 9. What is it? 984, 686, I think. But we're going to do the same thing to this one. Now, in order to do that, we're going to have to make this a lot smaller. Okay. Oops, try that again. That over. I'm going to try to line this stuff up as best I can, okay? It's not, let's see, let's go back to here. See if we've got this still in here. We do. Okay, so now I can move that over, and I can move these over as well. Again, I eyeballed it. It is sure as heck is not perfect. So let's lock the controls. Let's run it and see what it looks like now. I think it, being more compact like that makes it look a little bit nicer. You may or may not agree. Again, if you're going to do something with this, feel free to do whatever you want to do with it. So there's that. I think that looks nicer. All right, I lost my message on the bottom now that says that it's going to, we're going to take these and figure out the gross pay. So There's that. And that. And that. And that. All right. So I think, like I said, it looks a little bit nicer than it did previously. You may or may not agree with me. Either way, that's fine. All right, I think I'm going to move these down a little bit as well so I can get that, squeeze that thing in here by making this a little bit bigger. All right, so let's do that. Let's unlock the controls. I'm going to stop this. We'll move these down about as much as they can go down. Let's move this down so we can make that bigger. Relock the controls. And let's see now if we brought that message back. All right. Well, I have a little bit more room. How's that? But it's getting there. All right. So move this. We're going to move this up a little. In fact, we won't even do that. We'll just do this. There. Move that down a little and that down a little. Relock that. Run it again, and let's see if we've got that last line that says the gross pay will be calculated. There it is. Okay, so there we've got them. Okay, now that's going to be my last video that I'm putting out tonight. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to add generic add record, update record, and delete records. All right, once I get that done and that is complete, then I want to take this project, put it out on the internet ideally. I think I should be able to do that for free. I hope so. I don't have my Microsoft account since I've left my professional teaching stuff, and then make it available to you. All right, so I'll be back with all that stuff shortly. I'll see you then.